Shabbat Shalom. Good evening. Thank you for joining us at Temple Beth El Salinas. Keonter Brunner has the evening off. I am Nancy Mikita, the president of the temple, and I'm going to start us off. We also have Josh Mack with us on guitar.
Hi, everybody.
It's our song leader. So Josh will start us off. Bim bom.
Just gotta sing loud if you're at home. Bim bom, bim 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 bom, bim 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 bom, bim bom, bim 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 bom, bim 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 bom. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Pick it up a little. Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Give it up. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. How about a little hine? Hine matovu manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov. Shevet achim gam yachad. Tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma 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 tov, hine ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. The candle blessing is on page 2.
Amen. Hey, there it is.
You're going to read later, okay?
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
I neglected to mention at the beginning, we are also honoring the Hashoah, the Yom Hashoah, tonight, so there will be a few extra readings during this service. But now we will continue with L'chunarana on page 12.
My favorite. There's just one page, I'm pretty sure. Let's get this.
It's been a little while. Sing along. Lehunaranina, 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 leadonai. Lehunaranina, 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 leadonai. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, kadma chavna betoda. Naria, naria, litzur yishenu, Mizmorat narialo. Lehunaranina, 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 leadonai. Lehunaranina, 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 leadonai. Lehunaranina, 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 leadonai. Lehunaranina, 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 leadonai. Oh, next we will all sing Lechadodi together. Turn the page to some page that would be more appropriate than the Lechunaranina page. 20 would work for you. Hey, there it is. Lechadodi ligrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zakor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu elham yuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lechadodi dodi, lechadodi ligrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi ligrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Ligrat Shabbat lechu v'nechad, ki mekor ha'bracha, merosh mekedem mesucha, soch ma'aseh bet mashrat tchila. Lechadodi ligrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi ligrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face to the Sabbath Queen as we greet her. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha v'betzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lechadodi dodi, lechadodi ligrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi ligrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Thank you, Nancy. Far more professionally than I was able to accomplish. As I change capo setting. Oh, up tempo.
Right about here. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודו לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודו לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ומונחת בלילות, עלה עשור ועלה נבר, עלה היגיון מכינות. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודו לאדוני, וזמר לשמך העליון, וזמר לשמך העליון. ושימת לאדוני בפועלך, ומעשה ידיך רנה. מה גדול מעשיך אדוני, לעולם כמחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודו לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך העליון, ולזמר לשמך העליון.
Page 24 is Shalom Aleichem.
Then we bring it down. 2 octaves and a lot of mellowness.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharit, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ohem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We're supposed to be on page 26. It's left off our sheet. The Chatzi Kaddish,
Please.
which will be followed by Baruch, and then Rebecca will be reading Ma'ariv for us. Okay?
Read what?
Ma'ariv. After Baruch. Okay. Yikadal, Yikadash, Me'yirav.
Be'amad nivrach yirutei, be'amik malchutei, b'chayechon u'b'yomechon, u'b'karech beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, u'bizman kariv, v'yimru, amen. Yesh me'raba mevorach, le'olam le'olam le'amaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, yitvar, yitramah, v'yitnaseh,
V'yitaler, v'yitaler, v'yitala, Shemei b'kudusha b'revu, Le'la min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Tamiran b'alma, Ve'imru. Amen.
Page 28.
Got it. Everybody loud.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated.
Please be seated. Rebecca? Page 30.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamarib,
Amen.
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 Preparation for the Shema. We'll read together in the middle of page 32, the Havat Olam. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. And we turn to page 34 for the Shema.
Yes, we do.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. 36 at the top, the Ahava. Ve'ahavata et Adonai Elohecha v'chol vavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibartam bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochtecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'kravtam al mezuzot beitecha u'vihisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lechem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet Emet.
Asher
Where'd he go?
disappeared.
We have a young person with us somewhere tonight whose reading comes up next, but we seem to have lost him.
Which page? 39.
Meanwhile,
Could always do Mika Mocha out of order. We could sing Mika Mocha, then come back to the reading.
yeah, this is the reading that comes before me, Kamocha, but, oh, he's here, okay. We're gonna reverse it. Come on, sure. Page 39.
Here you go, baby. He's such a good kid. Thank you, Internet, for being patient. Got a book? I said you got it. Who's got your back? Come on.
He sprung into action.
He's sprung all right.
Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way, that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Very nice.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you, Asher. Asher is working up to his farm. It'll be a little while yet, but
Feel like mine
getting a
never
little
stopped.
practice in. Micha Mocha is on page 40.
Ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Mi kamocha ba'alim Adonai, mi kamocha nerda b'kodesh, nora techilot osef ele, nora techilot osef ele. Malchutecha ra'u ve'anecha bo ke'av yam lifnei Moshe. Ze Elianu ve'ameru, ze Elianu ve'ameru. Adonai yimlo le'olam בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. יאי לי לי, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לי 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 לה 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 לה, יאי לי לה לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה, יאי לה 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 לה.
ונאמר כי יפדה אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 42 or 43, Ashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu v'shalom, v'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu v'hayim, v'ros aleinu sukkot shlomecha, v'ros aleinu sukkot shlomecha. In English, everyone. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us all from harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning light. Teach us, God, all wrong from right. Amen. Amen. Amen.
We will rise for tefillah. We will do the usual through page 52, and after 52, we have a Yom HaShoah insert, which the folks here in the sanctuary have a copy of. If you have a weekday festival book, it's on page 290. So please rise for tefillah on page 46.
Adonai sefatitach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'koneh HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imaot, Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem, Lema Shemo V'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Le'Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah V'Chol Shia, Morid HaTal, Mechakel Hayim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech noflim verochech oholim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishene afar. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך ממית ומקיים, ומצמיח ישועה. למען אתה להיית הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, להלולה סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
So page 290 of the insert. Please read the English with me. Merciful parent who dwells on high, in your great mercy, remember in mercy your upright, blameless, and deserving children and their holy communities that were destroyed in their great numbers in the Holocaust. Their lives were taken as they honored your name, beloved and precious in life. Even death cannot separate them from us. May God remember them for goodness, along with all the world's righteous. And let us say, Amen. Am Yisrael Chai. And take a few moments for silent prayer. Page 60, Shalom Rav.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon, lecho hashalom. Shalom, Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Titov benecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael, b'choer ub'chol shah, b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
On page 61, the bottom half of the page, this is one of my favorites, so I'm going to read it tonight. Lo yisagoy el goy cherev v'lo yilmadu od melchama. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. they shall never again know war. Don't stop after beating the swords into plowshares. Don't stop. Go on beating and make musical instruments out of them. Whoever wants to make war again will have to turn them into plowshares first. Just love that image.
One
So,
of my favorite
we're not going to
songs,
do a formal Torah service this evening, but we are going to have a Torah reading and a little Devar and some other stuff. And I'm going to have Rick Hughes to take over for a while.
Next time, let me sing Lo Yisagoy. It's a great song. Next time, we'll add that one next time. It's a great song. We can throw it in at some point.
We get a Torah lesson?
Sure. Go for it, Nancy.
I'm going to sit down. Baruch et Adonai Havarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarak Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Havarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל אהרון ואל בניו ואל כל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, זה הדבר אשר ציווה אדוני לאמור. איש איש מבית ישראל אשר ישחט שור או כסף או עוז במחנה, או אשר ישחט מחוץ למחנה, ואל פתח אוהל מועד לא הביאו, להקריב קרבן לאדוני לפני משכן אדוני, דם יחושב לאיש ההוא. דם שפך ונכרת האיש ההוא מקרב עמו. למען אשר יביאו בני ישראל את זבחיהם אשר הם זובחים על פני השדה, והביאום לאדוני אל פתח אוהל מועד, אל הכהן, וזבחו זבחי שלמים לאדוני אותם. וזרק הכהן את הדם על מזבח אדוני פתח אוהל מועד, והקטיר החלב לריח ניחוח לאדוני. ולא יזבחו עוד את זבחיהם לשעירים אשר זונים אחריהם, חוקת עולם תהיה זאת להם לדורותם.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, I forgot the two, asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natat b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. And Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, and to all the sons of Israel, and you shall say to them, This is the situation that the Adonai has commanded, saying, Any man from the house of Israel who slaughters an ox or a sheep or a goat inside the camp, or who slaughters one outside the camp, and to the entrance of the tent of meeting does not bring it as a sacrifice to Adonai before his dwelling place, the dwelling place of Adonai, it will be considered as blood guiltiness for him, for that man, for he has shed blood, and that man will be separated from his people. We are doing this in order that the sons of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they are accustomed to offer in open fields, and that they will bring them to Adonai, to the entrance of the tent of meeting, to the priest, and they will sacrifice their sacrifices of well-being to Adonai, those animals which were mentioned. And the priest will splatter the blood on the altar of Adonai at the entrance to the tent of meeting. And he will turn the fat into smoke, a pleasing aroma to Adonai. And no longer will they sacrifice their sacrifices to the goat demons, which they were accustomed to go astray after. This will be an eternal decree for them for all their generations. Can I just go on to the Devar? This is Parasha Acharei. It contains 3 chapters, Leviticus 16, 17, and 18. Chapter 16 gives the run sheet for Yom Kippur. Chapter 17 deals with the importance of blood. And chapter 18 is the list of forbidden sexual relationships. I will focus on chapter 17. It presents a number of puzzles. It seems to say that any kosher domestic animal killed for food must be slaughtered before the tent of meeting, and its blood must be splashed on the altar. Parts of the carcass would be burned on the altar, especially the fat. The rest could be eaten by the people as food. This system was feasible when the 12 tribes lived together in a camp surrounding the tent of meeting. But things changed when the tribes crossed the Jordan and spread out in the land of Canaan. If you wanted to have a barbecue in Dan in the far north or in Beersheba in the far south, it would be a very long walk to where the central shrine was at that time, either Shiloh, Shechem, or Gilgal. The meat would be rotten before you got it home. This may be one of the reasons why several cult shrines sprang up throughout the land. But Deuteronomy changes all of this. Deuteronomy allows the slaughter of domestic animals for food without the necessity of sprinkling the blood at a shrine. Just don't consume the blood. The Deuteronomist had another agenda. He writes that God will choose the one place where the blood sacrifices may take place. He doesn't name it, but he has Jerusalem in mind. David takes Jerusalem. His son Solomon builds his temple there to house the ark. Later, monarchs discourage the local shrines, and finally King Josiah closes all of them for a time. From that time on, blood sacrifices were forbidden except in the Jerusalem temple. What's the deal with the blood? The text says that the life of the being is in the blood, and the life belongs to God. In Genesis, God says that he hears the blood of Abel calling out to him from the ground. It was only after the flood that God says humans can eat meat as long as they don't consume the blood. In tonight's text, Moses explains that the blood is the means by which sins are forgiven and impurities purged, so it must be treated with respect. We can eat the meat, but the blood contains the life force, and that is God's gift and possession. There are some Christian denominations who will not accept blood transfusions because they believe that would be tantamount to consuming blood. But ironically, one of the central mysteries of all Christian denominations is the ritual consumption of divine blood. In conclusion, I don't have a snappy conclusion, but here are a few old proverbs that have to do with blood. 1, blood is thicker than water. 2, blood will tell. 3, blood will out. 4, what's born in the blood won't be beaten out of the bone. 5, you can't get blood from a stone. 6, I can offer you nothing but blood, sweat, toil, and tears. Thank you, Winston Churchill. Finally, I wish you all a bloody good Shabbat. Thank you for your kind attention, and Shabbat Shalom.
I'll turn around.
You want the Omer now? We're going to count the Omer on page 278. הנני מוכן ומזומן לקיים מצוות עשה של ספירת העומר. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת העומר. היום 14 יום שהם שבועותיים 14 ימים לעומר. Today is the 14th day, which is 2 weeks and the 14th day of the Omer.
Misha Berach? Very nice.
So, Misha Bayrock, we think of the people who are ill or need in need of some kind of comfort, and so we will be doing, which one did you,
We'll do Debbie Friedman tonight.
okay. So it's on page something, 253.
253. Do we have names? Do we read names?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good?
Carl Wolf, Harold and Joyce Gordon, Dolores Rosal.
Peter Winter, Anna Marie.
Noah Vaughn.
Nelson Drudy, Fred Vincent, all the Phillips girls, and Robert Shaw.
Okay.
Prayers be with all of you and your loved ones.
Sheberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. May the source of healing with refuah shelema, a renewal of body, a renewal of spirit, and let us say
A very short reading for Yom HaShoah. This was found on a cellar wall in Cologne, Germany, written by a person hiding from the Nazis. I believe in the sun even when it is not shining. I believe in love even when feeling it not. I believe in God even when God is silent. And an additional reading in honor of Ukraine. Our history is a history of nobility of soul, of human dignity. It is history we have recourse to when attack and calamity befall us. God has led our ancestors from generation to generation. God will guide us and our children's children through these days. We stand before God, strengthened by his commandment that we fulfill. We bow before God and stand erect before humanity. We worship God and remain firm in all vicissitudes. Humbly, we trust in God, and our path lies clear before us. We see our future. That's a quote from Leo Beck, and hopefully this will apply to the Ukrainians also. That brings us to the actual announcements. So again, Shabbat Shalom. And of course, I have something less somber. First, let's see, I get the right one here. No, that's not the one. Oh, here it is. I'm not sure what this has to do with anything. It's supposed to have something to do with the Torah reading, but sometimes I can't quite figure it out either. But I thought it was funny. After graduating from medical school, Rabinovitz and Greenblatt decided to open an office in a heavily Jewish neighborhood. They proudly put up a sign that says, Dr. Rabinovitz and Dr. Greenblatt, psychiatry and proctology. The local rabbinate is not too happy, so the two doctors changed it to hysteria and posteriors. This didn't go across well either. So they tried schizoids and hemorrhoids, then catatonics and high colonics, or I don't know how to say that one. All are rejected until finally they settle on Dr. Smith and Dr. Jones, odds and ends.
Like,
The odds and ends. And I can't resist this. This little joke that I tried on another group and they didn't get it. So let's see how you do.
good luck.
There were two cows standing in a field. That didn't do with Torah either. And the one cow said to the other, I hear there's some mad cow disease going around. The second cow says, yeah, I've heard about it. Makes me glad I'm a penguin.
Nice. See, I get it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Kind of goes with the other joke. Anyway,
That's a middle school joke.
if you did get it, I'll explain it to you later. Okay. Coming up, we have Canterbrunner will be here for the basic Judaism class on Monday at 4. We do have Torah study tomorrow. Next Sunday is Dorothy's Kitchen mitzvah, and there's been a call gone out if they would like more people to make sandwiches. If you could do that, please let someone know. Next Friday, the second Friday, May 13th, will be the family hour service, followed by May 14th, big deal. We're going to have a musical concert and a meat potluck dinner at 5 o'clock.
Nice.
And that includes a $50, so that'd be really kind of cool. So, check your Chronicle for more items. It came out today, so it's ready for you. I think, did I forget anything? Anybody know? Okay. So we will,
Open the ark.
I have too many pieces of paper here.
Open the ark.
Elenu. Jeff, would you like to help lead Elenu?
It's 282, I believe it says. 287.
Well, Josh, play.
I've got my hands full, and thank you, Jeff.
It's right.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר יה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. May their memories be for a blessing. And of course, on this Shabbat, we also, on Yom HaShoah, we remember all of the victims of the Holocaust. And in our congregation, we remember Philippa Forte, Harry Klibanoff, Bernard Upsug, Esther Schoenberg, Molly Greenfield, Sam Roddick, Phoebe Grossman, Mary Traeger, Anne Hyman Baki-Rita, Jean Frederick Wolf. And any of those you would like to remember tonight? Please say them. And for Shloshim, Sylvia Seidman. Those of you here, there is a special Kaddish version on the back of the other sheet that you had, where we will be reading the Kaddish bit by bit, interspersed with the names of the camps of the Shoah. So please rise. Ready? Yit Gadal Auschwitz, Yit Kadash Los, Shmei Rabbah Ponar, Ba'alma Divra Kirotei Babiyar, Ba'ilutei Madlin, Ba'ilin Rechon Birkana, Uvkaye Tekol Beit Yisrael Kovno, Ba'agala Ulizman Kariv Yabaska, Bimru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mivarak Elam Olamei Alaya, Yitbarak V'yishtabat Teresh Stat, Yitpa'ar V'yitromam Buchovat, Yitnazeh V'las Terbinka, Yithadre V'yitalal Vilna, Shmei Kusha Parihu, Bergen-Belsen, Le'elah, Mauthausen, Minkol Dirchanata, Shirata, Dachau, Tushvachata, Nechemata, Minsk, Ba'amiran, B'Allah, Warsaw, Yamru, Amen. Yehei Shalom Rabbah Mivarah, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yamru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'Mamah, Oseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Yamru, Amen. And you may be seated. We will, we're going to do two final songs now. We're gonna
No,
do-
well, we can do that one later. We'll just do Eli is fine. We'll come back for Lo Yisa going next service.
Oh, okay.
I think
We're gonna do
Eli will be
Eli.
perfect.
which,
More
was written
poignant.
by, Wiesel. No, wait a minute. I've got a page number here somewhere,
349.
349.
349.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
Something was written by Elie Wiesel, maybe I've got the wrong one.
It was,
Oh, okay. I knew I wrote it somewhere. 349. Okay. Anyway, so I saw-
Eli, shelo yigamer leolam, hakol v'chayam, bishru shel hamayim, v'rak hashamayim, tfilah adam, hakol v'chayam, rishru shel hamayim, v'rak hashamayim, tfilah O Lord my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Josh, for your playing and
You're
singing.
very welcome.
Thank you to Rebecca for providing us an oneg.
Yay, Rebecca. Thank you all for being here
And-
tonight, live and not.
And
Shabbat
Rick
shalom,
for
everybody.
doing the tours tonight, so we had a lot of participation. Appreciate that, and
Excellent.
everybody have a good evening.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Nice to have you.
See you next week.